thank you for the interview. Can you please give us an introduction and tell us a little about yourself?
Yes, top of the morning to you, lad. My name is Lemar Harris, aka Lemar the Con Guy, Lemar the Con Guy. You can find me on all social medias made before 2023 as Lemar the Con Guy. Anything after, I don't care. I want to care, but I can't because I'm tired.
We'll keep that in mind. Thank you. As you said, you're known as Lemar the Con Guy. How did you get started in doing cons and panels?
So it's a hilarious story. My very first convention, at least in California, was in 2016. I went to Anime Expo because my friends tricked me into going to Anime Expo. And then what happened was is that they have a comedy competition called the Late Comedy Showdown. Mm-hmm. I accidentally joined. And I accidentally won. And then from there, I made friends. They said, go to Anime Los Angeles. So I went to Anime Los Angeles. And the first day I saw someone getting pulled out by a stretcher from the Ratchetson. But from there, what happened was is I then took a class about how to do panels from a guy named Victor Frost. I won that class. Next year, I was able to do more panels. And then I just kind of snowballed from there. And then I think the greatest amount of panels I've ever done was 18 in 2019 for ALA.
Wow, that's a lot of panels.
A few.
Do you have any kind of advice for someone who wants to get into doing panels at conventions?
Yeah. If you want to do something for panels, for conventions and stuff like that, here's my greatest advice. One, do a panel on something you have some form of passion about. Whether it's because most of my panels are like karaoke and comedy and stuff like that. Just make a panel about something and just be passionate about it. Two, try to tailor it kind of for the theme of the convention, not just like sports or isekai, but like if it's an anime convention, make it about anime or Japanese, comic book stuff like that. And three, be professional. That's the last thing a lot of people forget. When you do a panel, you are presenting something for a con, which is a company, and they want to make sure that what you do is of quality and not going to make people feel bad. So always stay professional. Be on time, ask the right questions, be grateful and humble, because everyone here is mostly volunteers, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the thing.
Yeah, actually, I volunteer at a lot of conventions. I can definitely say.
Yeah, be nice to the volunteers, dude. They're here because they have a passion. They're not first thing, if you're treating people who work for you like shit, you're a bad person. Mm-hmm. Don't treat the volunteers who are also 12 hours sleep deprived like shit because your badge didn't get here 5 stuff or you couldn't touch the one cosplayer that told you please don't touch me. Mm-hmm. You're an asshole. But be nice to volunteers.
Yeah, it's just a simple thing.
Yeah.
And I think kind of going off all the kind of panels you do, what's your like favorite kind of panel or the kind of energy you like to bring to it?
My bread and butter for panels, the ones I love the most are interactive panels. Like something where the audience or other people get to do something, whether they're building it or singing or acting, performing, or actively learning something other than the history of stuff. I really enjoy those the most. So all the panels I do, I like to have some type of interactive stuff. I do one panel on karaoke, mm-hmm. which I have people do a little bit of singing so they can figure out what their vocal range is, and then we play music and we move around, we stretch around, stuff like that. There's a place for interview and talking head panels and mm-hmm. stuff like that, but I bet people like to break it up and actually physically do something while they're here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, my favorite kind of panels are always game shows like you do Family Feud.
Oh yeah, I love my game shows because they're always random and wild all the time.
Yeah, actually, you bring a very great energy as host from what I've seen of Family Feud.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, actually, in addition to cons and stuff, you've done a lot of tabletop RPG adjacent work. Yeah. If you were a TTRPG character, what kind of stats would you have?
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I know this is not planned in the interview, but I actually did this to myself a few days ago. I actually have myself in D&D Beyond. Give me a second. Hold on. I know. Because I look at myself and okay, Lemar, what would you be if you was a legit D&D character? With the respect of you're a human.
Yeah.
And you're a superpower. Okay, so I gave myself, because I'm a big man, but I can still move. So I gave myself a 14 in strength. It's a superhero strength that Dex 0. Don't worry about it. I don't get sick that often, so I give myself a +1 for Constitution. But if you punch me, I'm gonna cry. So +1 in Constitution. Intelligence, I'm dumb as shit. I got a -1. Wisdom 4, because while I know that a tomato, I don't know that a tomato is a fruit. I know not to put that shit in a sandwich. And then Charisma 4, because. Yeah. And I gave myself. I don't know why I put cleric. You would think bard. I think I'm gonna move that to bard. Yeah. But I legit. I'm not even lying to you. It's right fucking here. I put myself. I made myself as a character.
Send us that after this, please. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make stats for this as he's saying them and edit it in. Oh, he's already done it for me.
I've already done it. No, I got my saving throw. Did I set my spells? I think I set my spells. Did I? Guidance, spare the dying soul. I gotta make myself a bard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have command to cure wounds. I can't heal shit. Anyway, I dropped out of Boy Scouts. I have one badge and it says you showed up.
So you can't be a ranger either.
No, I hate nature. I work with computers for a living. Don't put me outside. I'll die immediately.
Okay, good one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Obviously, there are a lot of big RPGs, like your D&Ds, your Pathfinders, say your Worlds of Darkness. Are there any like smaller, lesser-known RPGs that you like to play? And
oh my god. Yeah. Actually, this weekend I'm on an actual play for a TTRPG called Fabula Ultima.
Oh yeah,
Fabula Ultima. Yes.
Yeah. The JRPG.
It is a JRPG inspired RPG that is. The people who make it are going to be mad I say this, but it's Cortex adjacent, where it's based on you use the plethora of dice, just not your D20 primarily for your different stats, and then try to beat a number and stuff like that. Yeah. That's a lot of fun, and then I can't think of them, but I'm really starting to enjoy one-pager TTRPGs. There's one, I think, Reindeer Games or something like that, which is
basically... Christmas? Yeah!
Yeah!
I've been trying to read that for a while. Yeah.
And there's one more I have to mention because I love this idea so much. It's still in beta. It's not out yet, but there's a TTRPG called Jukebox. And it is a karaoke-based DM-less TTRPG where you and 4 friends make a musical live based on songs you're singing, and the success and failures are based on pulling cards from a deck. It is the greatest thing I've ever heard of. I've been playing it by myself. I'm waiting for 4 of my friends to be nerdy enough to do the shit for me. But that's what I've really been looking into and stuff like that, because I met the creator at a different con about it, and just like, karaoke TTRPG. Yeah, give it to me. This is mine. This is mine now. And so that's another one I've been looking into. But yeah, but World of Darkness, D&D, that's the big ones that everyone's playing.
Yeah.
You DM as well as play, correct?
Yeah.
I also Dungeon Master as well as play. Been doing that for like a while now.
What are some of the differences you've you've encountered, especially on your end? Because I know I'm sure you play very differently than you DM.
Yes. So DMing versus playing. Mm-hmm. When you're a player, you're a brat. You're just a big brat, and you say, I want to do this, and your Dungeon Master says you can't do this, and you go, but I want to roll for it, and then the dice decides who really does it. And also, it's very much a like, I'm here. It's a pure enjoyment, right? Mm-hmm. Being a player is so much fun because you can sit back and you can enjoy and you can watch it play out and stuff like that. And you were going with no expectations except for what's in front of you. Mm-hmm. As a Dungeon Master, you are a tough sub, really, because they're telling you everything you're supposed to do. And Dungeon Masters always have plans that will never happen, right? So when I'm Dungeon Mastering, I know what's supposed to start, what's supposed to happen in the middle, and how I'm supposed to get to the end. And when I first started, I'm like, oh, they're going to do this, and they're going to do that, they're going to do this, and they're going to do that. And my players go fuck yourself. And I'm not going to do any of that. And I have to figure out how to get there. So you really have to be good with improv and stuff like that. But with DMing, your fun comes, it's edging, right? Mm-hmm. With players, your fun is a long stretch out because everything is new for you. As a dungeon master, you know what's supposed to happen, but you're waiting for all the things to line up perfectly to get to that big explosion moment, and that's what we live for. Yeah. So the time to time is still fun, you're improving and stuff like that, but you're really just trying to keep a sinking ship afloat until you can blow the ship up.
Yeah, I DM for our channel's campaign right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you're perfectly describing how Manuel and some of the other ones play. I don't mean to get too much into self-promotion, but like in our most recent episode, him and one of the other players were basically plotting to kill 2 NPCs' parents just so they could take over.
It sounds funny out of complex, but yeah. And
in context, it makes sense.
It's funny because it actually leads me to the next question perfectly. Because I'm sure, I'll admit I'm that player sometimes. Mm-hmm. That player.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've experienced that player. Like in your own campaigns, everyone has that player if you've DM'd.
Yeah.
You have any horror stories of things like that have happened to you?
Oh, God. Well, here's the thing. I like causing emotional damage. So, let me think about it, because there's a lot of that. Oh! So, I made a campaign, which I'm still writing out so other people can play, called The Dice is Right, in which I made basically a game master dungeon, right? So, you play different games and stuff like that. We have one player that was like the shadow heart of the thing. I'm the special character. It's all about me. And then it was driving me crazy because they would go on these 5-minute monologues that had nothing to do with what was going on. And I was like, okay. And then I let them do it for about 2 episodes. And then at some point I was like, here's the next game. You have 5 words to accomplish what you want to do. If you go over 5 words, you'll take 1d6 damage for every word above what you did. And so it was great because I had the quiet one, because I had a quiet person at the table who was like apprehensive, having fun, but still apprehensive, and they actually had to do stuff. And the one who would not shut up almost die because they could not monologue. And that's what I did. You gotta. The hard thing is to make sure everyone at the table's having fun, but also making sure like you just kind of snip them in the butt a little bit and then keep them going. If you're having a problem with a player, kill them. Kill them with their own actions, right? Just like I did. If you won't stop talking, I'll do something to make you stop talking.
Sorry, it was that, and you're talking about having to plan for player shenanigans, which is my other campaign that I run, not for A to J. It's like, sometimes I have plans, but recently it's just been, okay, here's the setup, here's how it's probably going to end, player shenanigans somewhere in the middle. Like,
that's so many people get worried about DMing because they put DMs on the pedestal, which we belong there. But still, the hardest thing is if you're nervous about improv or saying something wrong. Because that's the one thing that a lot of players and new DMs get, is that there's technically nothing that is wrong in the world. Even in established lore and stuff like that, in like Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder, where we have like Kingsmaker, and we have the Feywilds that have just, you can still say I'm from Cleveland. No one's going to say you're wrong. I used the Luxodon in the Feywilds. Do they belong there? No, but I still did that. Once you realize there's no such thing as something that is intrinsically wrong about anything about your character, or as a dungeon master, you are lore. Mm-hmm. The dungeon master is the lore. I don't care what happens, because it's actually not in the book. We used to say this all the time, but one of the first rules of D&D is that this book is a guide. It's not in there, but that's true. You technically can play any TTRPG and say, fuck the rules, as long as you all agree to what is happening there. And as long as everyone's having fun and says what your words are, it's fine. So you are canon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a great way to look at that. Like, making sure that the rules don't get in the way of the fun and the story.
Yes. With that said, I do want to say I love the Dungeons and Dragons movie, but as a rules lawyer, it drove me fucking insane. I had no idea what level that druid is, but it's not any level that should be in this game. How many walk shapes did you do in 5 minutes? You can fly, swim, and crawl? Okay. That's a level 12 druid here. I don't know why you're having difficulty doing anything. Just you're an owlbear? Okay, you're full of shit.
It's just a reflavored bear to me.
Owlbears are so. Baldur's Gate really reformed my idea of owlbears because I'm playing a druid in Baldur's Gate right now, and I'm trying to make a bear group. So it's me, Halson. My druid is 3 points in ranger, so I have a bear companion, and then he also turns into a bear. So there's 4 bears in the party, just walking around, and then Shadowheart to keep us alive.
I'm just imagining the Sir Barrington story about that bear with just really high deception and the one guy who saw through it.
Oh, I saw a TikTok of a guy who's like, well, I'm down. I was like, oh, you're bear, you follow a well shape? No. I'm just a bear. What? Yeah, I'm just a bear. You've just been following us as a bear this whole time? Yeah. That's amazing.
Well, circling back, since we're going to back to panels and conventions and whatnot, out of curiosity, is there any panel you have not done that you hope to do one day? Like, I think as panelists, we all have like those panels on the back burner.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going through my Rolodex of panels. Exactly. Because what I'm trying to do, I want to do more panels. And what my goal is I want to do a trek of panels, right? So I have 2 panels about karaoke. One's like the history, one's vocal performance, and then I want to do one that's like actual physical performance at some point. But what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to make guests at these cons do like Hollywood Squares and Family Feud. Yeah. I'm trying to do that stuff. And what else do I have? It's all game shows right now. Oh, I want to do a lip syncing competition at some point. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Everything else has kind of came true. I can't believe I got Make Weebs Laugh. It's a try not to laugh challenge. It's all it is. It's one of the better panels I do at this con. There's always fucking full room of people just trying to make people laugh, and it's hilarious.
Well, what are some of your plans after ALA? What else you got lined up?
So after ALA, I have a bit of a lull, actually. The next one I'm slated to do is I'm running karaoke and doing some comedy at a convention called SumiCon in Vegas. And then I might return to Las Vegas, Level Up Expo, also in Vegas, to do comedy. And I'm desperately trying to get them to allow me to do karaoke for them. But other than that, this year I'm trying to slow down. I did 13 cons last year, some of them out of state, and I need to calm the fuck down. I'm tired. But those are the ones slated so far, and if you want to see everything I'm doing, follow me, Lemar the Con Guy, on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, Blue Sky, Hive, TikTok, Facebook.
Oh, and anywhere.
Yeah. Closing words. Last closing message.
Last closing message. Yes. Whatever you do in life, you have about 75 years. Only 65 of them is in your own mobile life. So do some shit and have fun. And if someone tells you can't do it, fuck them.
Thanks. That's very good advice. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the interview.
Oh, yeah.